Well, here we are. I think we're here and I think we're live. It's been an amazing day for me on a personal basis, but I'm here and I'm ready to live stream for you the qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix, the 2025 Canadian Grand Prix. We'll give this another try because I think it's going to work great. And I think we're going to have a great day of racing here. We have quite a crowd here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Sorry for a bit of the confusion getting set up, but I'm ready to go. And this is going to be the first weekend that I'm going to try. I did the free practice too. I'm now trying to do the qualifying session. I've had a few technical issues trying to figure out how this package works together with the software and the Formula One official timing. I'm hoping that if anybody is watching, that you're enjoying this. I'll give you my best comments along the way, and let's see what goes on. Hopefully, we won't have too many technical glitches. Right now, I will tell you, you should be hearing my voice and only my voice. You should not be hearing background sounds from the broadcast of the Formula One. I'm not sure if you are. I think I've got all the settings right. But hey, life's an experience, and I'm out here learning all the time. So we're a few minutes from the start, and, we're just going to have to see what happens. Who's going to take pole? Will it be McLaren? Will it be Mercedes? Is Ferrari in the mix at all? What about Williams? They've been looking awfully fast this weekend. Less than a minute until they start the qualifying session, so we're getting there. I've got my setup, and we're going to have a green flag in a very short period of time. The track's clear. The weather's wonderful. And in Montreal, they are ready to drive. They're ready to qualify and see what the lineup will be for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Now let's sit back and enjoy this as we go into the first session. The green light has just come on the track. The track is green and the cars are starting to go onto the track. They've got Sykes leading them on, followed by Albon. The Williams are getting out there early. Looks like all the cars are going out to get laps in early. Nobody wants to be late. Nobody wants to be slow. You see there in our setup that there are 3 sectors of the track. Sector 1 is marked in red. Sector 2 is in blue. Sector 3 is in yellow. The famous Wall of Champions is up there at corner 14. As you finish the Casino Straight on the back, the second DRS zone up there at the top of the picture, you hit corner 13, which is a right turn, but also the pit entrance. You can drive straight into the pits there. If you don't go to the pits, you make a right, and you have to go left onto the front straight. And that is the place which is infamously entitled or called the Wall of Champions. You got Sykes crossing the start-finish line, and I think he could be on a hot lap. We should be able to see the sector times as they come up for each of the 3 sectors. And yeah, Sykes came in with a 21.584 for the first sectors, and he's purple. Albon was slower than him by almost a second. We have Sykes and Albon on soft tires, Gasly on medium. Veerman and Ocon are also on softs. Colapinto is on mediums. And the cars are starting to sort themselves out as they start getting times on board. These times up to the 130s are not representative yet. They should be doing times in the 112s by the time we're finished. Unless they're doing 113s, high 113s, they're not even on a hot lap. Dutch just came in with a 120, which once again is still high. It's not representative of the kind of times they're going to have. And the question is, who's going to make it through the drop zone this session? Only 15 cars are going to make it through to the next session. So we're going to be dropping a number of vehicles. Colapinto comes in with a reasonable time of 1:15.789. So he's sitting there. Colapinto is sitting at the top. Gasly just ups him by a good 2 seconds. That 1:13 is a representative time. Now we're starting to see times coming through. Let's see where this all takes us to then. Russell went purple in the first sector, purple in the second sector. Russell's on a hot lap. Can he keep that up to that third sector? We've got Tsunoda, who just went to the top of the timing with a 1:13.287. The people on track right now is Russell, who's setting purples, and Russell, who could be Stroll, just shot himself up to second place at 1:13.321. And there he goes, right to the top of the sheet, as I thought. Russell from Mercedes at 1:12.574. And he was fastest in all 3 sectors. He best times for the session on all 3 sectors. Antonelli has come up right behind him, sitting there 6/10 off. 6/100th off. Sorry, 6/100th off. Less than a tenth. Padja is there. So right now it's Russell, Antonelli, Hadja, Albon, Tsunoda, Stroll, Sykes, Gasly, Ocon, Colapinto are your top 10 cars. Hulkenberg just shot himself up to 5th position. Colapinto is in 3rd place up there. Gasly follows. He's up in the 5th place. And it's Piastri who's on a hot lap, by the way. He's got a personal best in Sector 1. And he's gone purple in Sector 2. Norris has just come through into 3rd place. He basically went purple in the 3rd sector after having 2 personal best greens in the first 2. Now can Piastri up him and put himself up into those top 3? Piastri's coming. And he's at the top of the timing sheets with a 1:12.332. Well, that lap came together nicely for Piastri. We got Piastri, Russell, Antonelli. Roll just came through in 2nd place. There's a lot of track evolution going on. Times are improving as they go along, and you'll see that as they go. There's an Aston Martin sitting there in 2nd and 3rd place with Stroll and Alonso. There's 10 minutes left in the session. You have Leclerc on a lap. He's doing some personal bests out there. He's not gone purple, but he's doing personal bests. This could be a competitive time. And Leclerc puts himself in the 2nd place, right behind Piastri. We've got 9 minutes left of the session. With McLaren, we got Piastri in 1st place and Norris in 7th. With Mercedes, we have Russell and Antonelli together in 5th and 6th. One of the surprises is Aston Martin with Stroll and Alonso in 3 and 4. Hadja just went up to 7th place ahead of Norris. And Hamilton just came in with the 2nd, up in 2nd place, and Leclerc right behind him. And there goes Verstappen on top. So right now it's Verstappen, Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc. Russell's gone up times are coming in fast and furious here. So we're seeing that the Ferrari looks like they might be getting things together for this session to be competitive. We'll have to find out as time goes on because they've struggled a lot. But right now we have got Verstappen, Piastri, Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Stroll, Alonso, Antonelli, Hadja, Norris, Colapinto, Bortoleto, Sykes, Gasly, Albon, Lawson, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Bierman. And Alonso goes to the top of the timing sheets. Well, isn't that a surprise? Aston Martin doing so well. Who is going to make it through this session? Right now, we've got a number of cars in the drop zone. Lawson, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, and Bierman. Tsunoda's got 2 personal bests. And he's trying to push himself into the top 15, and he does. He goes up to 9th place with a 1:12.609. It's pretty important for Tsunoda to make it through to Q1, to Q3. Because he has not been making it in the last few races. There's been a lot of talk about whether his seat at Red Bull is at risk or not. Albon's doing personal bests out there on a hot lap. He has 2 personal bests. He's on his 3rd sector now. He's just coming up to the wall of champions and onto the front straight. And Albon will move himself too. Nope, Albon lost it. He lost it for a lot of time in that 3rd sector. It looks like Albon went off in the back. Oh, yeah, stuff came off his car. His rear wing seemed to have just fractured. So Albon was on a hot lap. We've got a red flag out there now. So with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, they got a red flag. A piece of bodywork left Albon's car. So, it looks pretty serious. Okay, the car is not badly damaged, although the body is, but losing a piece of carbon fiber body panel is not a good feeling when you're racing a car at those speeds. Now we've got all the cars going back to the pits. At this point in time, we got both Sykes and Albon, who have been fast all weekend, sitting in the drop zone, along with Gasly, Bierman, and Hulkenberg. There should still be lots of time with 5 minutes left if they can get it done. They're now pushing Albon's car into the garage to do body panel changes to get him out there, because he's got to get back out there and get the time, because he's sitting there at 18th place, not ready to move on to the next session. I think there have been 2 surprises to me have been the performance of Alfa Romeo with Alonso and Stroll in 1 and 7, and the problems that Williams was having with Sykes and Albon. When I look at the where we stand with this grid with 5 minutes, 5:30 left, that's what I'm surprised at looking. But Albon had a hot lot going there. He basically set personal best in sector 1, sector 2, and then he had the problem in the third sector, which caused the red flag. So all the cars are in the pits, but hopefully shortly they'll get going again. At this point, I think Lewis Hamilton's pretty happy sitting in fourth place. Again, I want to thank everybody who's listening or watching. I'm a new channel. I'm giving this a try, and I really want to. I've been a fan and a supporter of Formula One for all of my adult life. I've been to a couple of dozen Formula One races, probably like 8 or 9 in Montreal. I actually got to drive the Montreal track at one time in a support series, driving a Honda Civic, believe it or not, on this track. It was quite an experience. Anyway, this channel is new. I need subscribers. I need likes. I need, I need your support to keep this channel going. So please write comments. Tell me what you think of the channel. That's number one. Number two, if you're enjoying this broadcast, like it. Next thing, if you enjoy the channel, subscribe to the channel. I really could use your support. There was a very unusual incident that caused us a red flag in the back straight. And the green flag is coming out now, so they should be getting running again. Track's clear. They haven't started the session yet. In a few minutes, they'll let them out of the pits. And then we'll get going, and we'll see who gets dropped out in this session. Does Williams have the power? And they should, the speed to get themselves back into it. Does Alonso, does he have a chance to hold and stay at the top? That would be a real surprise based on what's happened so far this year in 2025. And another point, Alonso has made his times on a medium tire, as has Stroll and Antonelli. They've been on medium tires, while generally speaking, the soft is the faster tire. So they're still struggling to get Albon's car put together. He's sitting in the car waiting while the mechanics and the crew work feverishly in the background trying to get his car going properly. And you just know that Alexander Albon is just anxious. You can just imagine the nerves sitting there waiting for someone to get your car working, and you know the clock's going to start ticking any moment. So the track's been cleared. We're waiting for race control to let the cars onto the track. This is a really interesting track, by the way. What you've got here is a number of high-speed straightaways connected by 2 hard-braking hairpins and 3 very narrow, hard-braking chicanes. You know, when I ran this track once, I just remember my track notes were basically, as you came out of the hairpin in corner 2, you're basically just going down there the straightaway, and it's like chicane, right, left. Boot it flat out. You come up to another chicane, left, right. Boot it flat out. You come to the next chicane, right, left. Boot it straight out. You go to that back hairpin. That's a huge hairpin that you get around. You got to nail that exit in order to keep up your time and build your time on the casino straight, which is the back, that last straight before the fronts. I've got to tell you, of all the seasons we've had, this season, last season too, but this season, I've really been impressed by the parity that we've seen with the cars. You know, even with McLaren having the advantage, you never know in any qualifying session who may be on top. You never know in any race who might win. I mean, we really do have, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, all competitive. Williams is close to being competitive. And while they haven't been, this time, this session, at least in the qualifying, we've got Aston Martin looking awfully good. And cars are now going on the track. Led out by Piastri, the first car out there. And the clock is ticking down now, and we are back in business. So Piastri, followed by Norris, is getting onto the track, first of all. And then we'll see where this goes to. Followed out there by Leclerc. And Hamilton. So as the cars are in it, we basically ended up with McLaren, Ferrari. As I was saying earlier, you'll see that as they exit the pit, they come out literally at the apex of corner 2, that hairpin. Right at the apex of the corner is where they come out. Following Gasly out is Alonso, and right behind Alonso is Colapinto. Piastri is down in the hairpin now at the far end of the track. As he comes around, they're all on pit out right now. Behind Colapinto is Stroll and then Bierman. Piastri's coming up now to corner 13. And then he's going to come right near the wall of champions and onto the front straight. And hopefully we can get some time set now. This is where they start. Let's see how they do. As Piastri got a personal best in the first sector. And Norris went purple. Norris is the fastest of the session in the first sector. So McLaren is laying down some speed. Piastri's coming to the end of the second sector. And he was a bit slower there. It was not a personal best yet on that sector. Norris is just coming through there. Purple again. So Norris has 2 purples on sector 1 and sector 2. Mind you, Gasly just went faster in the first sector than Norris did. Piastri's coming across the line. Let's see how his time does for him. And Piastri moves to the top of the timing. And there's a good reason to suspect that Norris may be ahead of him or right up there with him. And Norris goes right to the top, as I suspected. Okay, we got some times going down out there. Albon is now back in the track, or trying to get on the track. And yeah, he's just exiting the pits. So he will have time to get in the lap and see if he can qualify. So we got McLaren's on top, followed by Ferraris, followed by Alonso and Verstappen. And we got the Mercedes and the other Aston Martin. Alonso just passed Leclerc. He went up to the 4th place. So Alonso's having a great afternoon. Colapinto. We just went to P6. We got 137 left here. At this point in time, the drop zone, we got Bortoleto, Sykes, Albon, Bierman, and Hulkenberg. So they're going to have to get, we got Albon coming around. He will be able to, both he and Sykes should get another lap in. They're going to be crossing the start-finish line. Albon is just crossing the start line now. So this is their chance to make their mark. Haja just moved himself up to 5th place. He's doing extremely well this season. Albon got personal best in the first sector. And Albon also has a second sector as a personal best. Bierman's moved himself up to 11th. Hulkenberg. And now we're waiting for Albon and Sykes to cross the line and see what they can do. Piastri comes across. And Albon just went up to P6, so he is out of the drop zone. Can Sykes make it? And Sykes ended up in P16. Leclerc went to fourth or ahead of Alonso. So this is, we've got basically Norris, Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc, Alonso, Russell, Albon, Hadja, Colapinto, Verstappen in 10th. Antonelli, Bierman, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, Bortoleto, Sykes, Stroll, Lawson, and Gasly. That's how the session ends. Yeah, Sykes was impeded by Hadja on his lap. And one of the reasons he couldn't get in the best time he could. And the stewards are investigating that right now. Won't help Sykes any, but they are investigating impeding by Hadja. So, things of note in this session. Tsunoda made it through to Q2. That's a good start for him. He's not been doing that regularly. Ferrari is up there in third and fourth place. And surprisingly, Hamilton's leading Leclerc. They've been talking a lot about Hamilton finding things. He struggled so much this year, and they keep saying he's working things out. Has he done that? Has he found speed and the proper setup for that car? Verstappen's in fifth. But Max has often found himself in the bottom half of the top 10, and then he pulls off those miracle laps. You can never count him out. There's 2 sessions still to go, and you just don't know what he's going to be able to do. He seems week after week able to consistently produce times. We've got about 5 minutes until Q2 starts. So we'll see where this takes us to. Stroll dropping out was a bit of a surprise, not only because Aston Martin was doing well through most of the session until the end, but this is Stroll's home track. This is his home race. He's Canadian, and he's raced this track often, and historically, he's done well this track. He's gotten points almost every time he's been on this track. So you can see in the Race control notes that the FIA stewards, the Turn 6 incident involving cars 6, Hadja, and Sykes will be investigated after the session, impeding. I don't think it's going to help Sykes much, but there's no doubt he lost time because of Hadja being in his way. I've seen the onboards here, and it's very obvious. We are here in the Grand Prix of Canada. From Montreal, Canada, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And I want to thank everybody who's watching. I want to welcome you to my country, Canada. I am Canadian. This is my country. And we're glad to have you here, and we hope you enjoy the race. It's a very unique weekend for us. And there's always surprising things that happen at the Canadian Grand Prix. You can never tell. And go back to I think it was 2011 when Jenson Button won the race with 6 pit stops in a rain situation. We had some really unusual ones. Well, you've heard me talk about the Wall of Champions, Corner 14. It picked up that name in 1999 when in one weekend, that one event, 3 drivers who were world Formula One champions hit the wall. Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, and Michael Schumacher, all 3 of them that weekend hit that wall onto the front straight, which is when they came up with the name, the Wall of Champions. Now, there have been a lot of champions before that, a lot of champions since who have struggled with that wall. There's a lot of skid marks there. As you come on that last corner, 14, the closer you get to the wall, the faster your lap time is going to be because you need to accelerate out of that corner. And cars come literally within an inch of the wall. I mean, we saw Verstappen last year in practice, I think it was, literally brush the wall, sparking the flames were striking up, sparking up, sparks all over the place, but he improved his time. He didn't hit hard enough to hurt himself, and he just pushed it. They should be ready to go with 15 minutes of running in this Q2. The track is clear, and pretty soon we should be seeing the cars go on the track. And the cars are starting to leave their garages and head out to the pit lane, and the clock has started. The cars are being released on the track. We got 15 minutes to see who are the top 10 who make it into the Q3. Only 10 of these 15 are going to make it. So let's see what happens this time. We've got here Verstappen leading Norris, leading Piastri. Verstappen got himself out there really quick and really early. Behind Piastri is Pinto, who's really anxious. He's having I'm going to say great weekend, but quite honestly, a great qualifying session. The weekend hasn't been all that great for him. In a sequence behind Colapinto is Alonso, Bierman, and Ocon. Then you've got Leclerc and Hamilton coming in behind that. Max is warming with his tires on the Casino Straight, circulating a little bit, and he's coming across. He should be getting ready to hit that start line and then start his lap and see where that takes him to. This should be a push lap for him. He will catch Hamilton, and let's just hope that Hamilton, he don't go through a impeding session again. We've seen too much of that this year. Verstappen went purple in the first sector. A really good first sector, to tell you the truth. But Verstappen is fast, and he gets past Hamilton at the third chicane. Verstappen's got purple on the second one, which is not surprising. He's the first car who's doing time, so he should be purple, purple, purple. But he's doing some pretty competitive times out there. Let's see how he does. And there goes Verstappen crossing the line. Comes through in a 111, the first 111 we've seen today. He's in the 111s, a 111.638. Now we got Norris crossing the line, and he's also 111. 3/100 slower than Verstappen. As I said to you earlier, Verstappen has that ability to put those one laps down no matter where he is. Piastri crosses, and Piastri is also in the 111. So obviously we've got fast times coming. The track has evolved. They're coming through those 111s now. Interesting note that Verstappen did that lap on medium tires, of course. We've now got Leclerc crossing the start-finish line, and he shoots himself up to fourth position behind Piastri. And Hamilton will be crossing in a moment or two, and we'll see where he sets himself up. And Hamilton goes up to fifth place, about a tenth, sorry, about 100th behind Leclerc. Yeah, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton. Verstappen coming across again. We've got just about 10 minutes left. And at this point in time, the top 10 cars are Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Bierman, Colapinto, Ocon, and Albon. With Hulkenberg, Sonoda, Russell, Hadja, and Antonelli as the bottom five. And Verstappen is going through his first sector. Let's see how his time goes. And he is. He did not set a personal best on that. We've got both Verstappen and Hamilton coming in on hot laps, but at this point in time, neither one of them seems to be big. Yeah, Verstappen's gone into the pits. I don't know, but I suspect Hamilton may follow him. We'll see in a minute. Nope, Hamilton stays on the track for another hot lap, and Russell is on a quick lap. He's personal best. They haven't got a record time. He hasn't recorded the time yet. Let's see where he puts himself. Crossing the start-finish line, Russell moves up to 6th place. Antonelli's now coming. He's on the front straight. He's starting to approach the start-finish line, and Antonelli moves himself up to 8th place. So both Russell and Antonelli are now within the top 10. Hamilton just did a personal best on sector 2, so he might improve his time. He was yellow in sector 1, but a personal best on sector 2. So it's really going to come down to how well he handles sector 3. You don't have anyone else doing personal bests out there. Right now, they're all yellows. If you look down the chart there, you'll see that all the times right now are yellows. So drivers are not improving on their times. Here comes Hamilton with his 3rd sector, and he moved himself up to 4th place. He improved his time. Got another personal best in the 3rd sector. But right now, it's Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell, Alonso, Antonelli, Tsunoda, Bierman. And Leclerc's coming through now. How did Leclerc do compared to Hamilton? And Leclerc did not improve himself. We've got 6 minutes left in this session in Q2. And at this point in time, we have got Colapinto, Hadja, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Albon in the drop zone. Leclerc did a personal best in sector 1. He's not giving us the time for sector 2. Let's see how he looks. And he went purple. Leclerc went purple in the 2nd sector, so he's on a hot lap. Hamilton's into the pits in front of him. But Leclerc has open track while he's on the Casino Straight coming through. He's on his way to a fast lap. We'll see how he does in that final 2 quarters onto the front straight. He's going along there, and Leclerc goes to the top of the timing charts. He actually went yellow in the 3rd sector, but he still, he beat by 1/100th of a second quicker than Verstappen. So again, we got Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Red Bull. So let's see where this takes us to now. Albon moved up to 7th place with personal best. And he did that with medium tires, and a medium tire versus a soft. Who have we got out there now? Albon, but he's not going all that fast. As we're finishing these first sectors, Colapinto's crossing the line, but he didn't improve his time. Alonso coming back on the track behind Colapinto. Colapinto did go green, personal best in the first sector. handling the chicanes up to the third chicane right now. Now in the run to the hairpin. And for sector 2, he also got a personal best again, so he could be improving his time if he can hold it together for sector 3. Let's see what he does. This could be Colapinto's chance to make it into the 10. And Colapinto is crossing the line, and that puts him up to 10th place. He went much slower in that third sector than he had done in the first 2. That said, he's in 10th place. You'll notice that cars are changing to the medium tire for their last laps. You got Russell, Albon, Alonso, Antonelli, and Colapinto all on medium tires now. There are 2 minutes left. Verstappen is on a hot lap. He just went purple in the second segment. Verstappen could be improving himself. No, he didn't. Russell's on a hot lap. He had a personal best in sector 1. He's just finishing off sector 2 now. And let's see how he does there. He went purple. So he had a personal best in sector 1 and a purple best of the session over sector 2. So Russell could be improving his time. Also, Antonelli's also got personal best, and Tsunoda's done personal best for the first sector, as is Leclerc. First car he's going to be coming across is going to be Russell. Let's see how he does. Russell's coming up now on it. The start-finish line. And Russell goes to the top of the timetable with a personal best in sector 3, a 1:11.570. Now Alonso's coming across. Now Colapinto doesn't seem to be doing it. Tsunoda could be improving. Tsunoda moves up to 8th. Hulkenberg, can Hulkenberg do it? No, he maintains his position. Antonelli has been setting personal best. Antonelli's been setting personal best. How will he do in sector 3? Moves himself up to 8th position. And Norris is now coming across. And Norris moves himself up to 2nd place behind Russell. Next, we're up there is going to be Piastri coming across. And Piastri maintains his position in the 5th. Alonso has done 2 personal bests. Hadjar's gone up to 9th. Alonso's at 10th. And Alonso moves up to 6th place. Hamilton's dropped to 7th, and he's in the pits, followed by Albon, Antonelli, and Hadjar. Right now, Tsunoda, Colapinto, Bierman, Ocon, and Hulkenberg are in the drop zone. And again, you've got Tsunoda did not make it to the Q3. That has to be disappointing for him and for the team. Colapinto was showing some great speed in the Q1. Didn't seem to be able to maintain a 3 here. Followed by Hulkenberg, Bierman, and Ocon. So our final 10 are going to be Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Piastri, Alonso, Hamilton, Albon, Antonelli, and Hadjar. Those are the 10 who are going to move themselves on to Q3. I hope you're all enjoying this commentary. Don't want to sound needy, but I really enjoy Formula One, and I'd really like to get this channel to go. I'd like to make it work. And if there's anything I can do to improve it, please give me a comment. Tell me what you think. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to ideas. I'm a big fan. I've got the time to invest in this. I think we can do it. I can change the layups. I'm just learning the software. I've spent the last couple of weeks figuring out how the Formula One timing software works. So I think I've got the timing software stable. As you can see, it's run fairly smoothly through this session. I have my own design of the track where I'm showing the DRS zones, which come the race, you're going to see there are 3 DRS zones on this track, on those 3 straightaways. But of course, I only have 2 activation points. The second activation point was just past corner 9. It basically determines whether you'll get DRS for both of the next 2 DRS zones. Yeah, they just said that, and it's true. The top 4, Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, are 6/100th of a second. 6/100th of a 7/100th of a second is separating them. They are very close, those cars. Followed by Piastri, Alonso, and Hamilton. But it could be anybody's. I mean, Russell, Norris, Leclerc, Verstappen, Piastri, Alonso, Hamilton, Albon, Antonelli, Hadjar. Any one of those 10 could theoretically take pole. There's no reason to be surprised if any one of them did, because they've all shown some fast times out there. Race control says that Q3 will start at 16:56 local time. The track's clear. We're waiting for them to release the cars onto the track. I would really appreciate if you would like this video, and if you're enjoying it, please subscribe to the channel. I've got barely 25 or 30 subscribers. I need to have 1,000, 2,000 before I can do the things I want to do with this channel. But I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best, and I need your help and your support. You know, it's going to be interesting if we're stopping this weekend. As you know, or as many of you know, if he gets 1 penalty point, 1 warning point for an act, he can be forced to sit out of a race. It's not that common to have that many points, and they stay with him for the next 2 races, this race and the next one. So when it comes to drudging into corners, he has to be careful. He has to be cautious. It's going to be really interesting who ends up on pole. And the cars are getting ready to hit the track. Clock's been set to 12 minutes for Q3. And the cars are now going and lining themselves up to enter the track. So we're very close to starting the 3rd session. Looks like the Ferraris are at the front. Looks like the Ferraris will be leading the way onto the track for this. In the next 12 minutes, we're going to find out who is the fastest in Montreal on the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in 2025. These should be very fast times. They've been into the 111s, which are all faster than the racetrack record. The racing single lap record is held by Valtteri Bottas, the 1:12.0078, I believe, in 2019 with Mercedes. And we got all these cars out there doing 111s. So they're fast out there. Let's see what's going to happen in this session. Who do you think? Who do you think is going to take pole? Tell me in the comments. We'll judge it after the fact. We'll look up and see who you said once the results are in. But go ahead, put it down. And the cars are now going on the track. And Hamilton is leading them out. No, Leclerc has passed him, actually, in the pits. It's Leclerc, then Hamilton, then Norris. So Ferrari wants to get out there early and get those quick laps in. McLaren's right behind them with Norris and Piastri. And they're all on the soft tire. Those top four cars are currently all on the soft tire, although a lot of the runners have been finding the medium tire quite effective. Alonso and Albon follow Piastri. We got 6 cars on track right now as they set themselves up in their preparation lap. Verstappen is getting himself out there. There's a 7th car coming out of the track. He's just entering the pit out. And Leclerc is coming around now. Let's see how things go. For Sector 1, they need basically sub-20-second laps to be competitive, to be setting hot times. And let's see what we get here. Leclerc goes through the first chicane, corner 5, hitting the second chicane, and he got, as I said, a 20.017. That's a competitive time. You've got to be, that's the mark that I basically have been using as a competitive time. Hamilton comes through with a 22, much slower. 2 seconds off of Leclerc in that first sector. I'm assuming that Hamilton is not pushing this lap. Leclerc sure is. Leclerc went purple in sector 2. Piastri went purple in the first sector with a sub-20. He's got a 19.995. Followed by Alonso, who just earned 19.964. And Verstappen moved himself up. Leclerc is now coming across the line. And Leclerc comes with a 1:11.7629. Hamilton moved himself up to 3rd position. No, that was just his warm-up lap. That wasn't a hot lap for Hamilton. My apologies. In competitive times, we got Piastri, Leclerc, Alonso, all sub-112. And Verstappen takes the lead, 2/100ths of a second ahead of Piastri. And Hamilton comes across, did not improve his time. He's still in fifth place. Leclerc, who was on top and now in third, comes across. He doesn't improve himself. He stays in third. Hadjar moves himself up to sixth position, right behind Hamilton. Norris is not coming across, but Norris is bad, not competitive times. He moves them up to seventh, but they weren't, Russell has personal bests in the first two sectors. Russell puts himself up to P3. And Antonelli puts himself right behind Russell in fourth place. That was Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Ferrari. Norris has put himself up to fifth, but well down. 3/10, almost 4/10 of a second off the pace that Verstappen has set. Albon's coming. He's got two personal bests. Will he improve himself and move himself up? And Albon went up to P9 ahead of Hadjar. We've got 5 minutes and 22 seconds left in this section. The Ferraris are well off the pace, 4/10 and 5/10 behind what Verstappen and Piastri have done. Those two at the top, Verstappen and Piastri, really nailed it. You've got, 2 and 3/10 for the Russell and Antonelli behind them. Norris is off the pace. And you got Leclerc, Alonso, and Hamilton. There are no hot times being put down right now. We got Albon finishing a lap. And he actually is going into the pits. Alonso's back on the casino straight. And Hamilton, they're the last two cars still on the track before the final shootout to see who takes pole in the 2025 Canadian Grand Prix from Montreal, Canada. Look at Gilles Villeneuve. Alonso does stay on the track. He's going around again. As does Lewis Hamilton. They're both staying on there. So let's see how those two cars do in their time. First, we got Alonso coming around. His first sector, he's got to be in the 20-second range. And he's got a 19.928, so he's got a hot lap. Alonso has a good lap going. He started out well. Meanwhile, we got Hamilton coming by. And he also has a 19.995. So both of them have got good times. If you're sub 22nd in the first sector, you're going to set a competitive time, or you've got a chance to set a competitive time. Alonso comes through, a personal best of a 22.5 in the second sector. Now we got Hamilton coming through. And no, he got a 22.5, actually faster than Alonso, but not faster than he had done previously in that sector. You've got Alonso on a medium and Hamilton on a soft. Can these two improve their times? And Alonso moves himself up to fourth. And we've now got Hamilton coming across. And Hamilton moves himself up to fourth and takes that position from Alonso. Yet Verstappen, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton. That's there. Hamilton is still almost 3/10 off of the time that Verstappen and Piastri have done. The cars are all setting themselves up for this last fast laps, hoping they can do it. Piastri's crossing, and he could get another lap in after this. Piastri has a personal best of first sector. And Norris to the personal best. And Verstappen. Hamilton does not improve himself, but he's got time for one more lap. Piastri is coming through, trying to see if he can move himself up. And Piastri comes across the line, and he takes the first position away from Verstappen. And now you got Norris coming across. How's Norris going to do? Norris is coming, hitting the line there. And Norris does not improve. He stays in 7th place. Now you got Verstappen coming through again. Verstappen, what can he do? Max takes the lead. Max goes up to the top. Now you got Russell coming. Russell's coming across. Will Russell be able to do it? Russell takes pole position, and Antonelli's right behind him. So you got Russell on provisional pole, and Antonelli goes through, puts himself into 4th position. Now you got Alonso. Alonso coming across, and he doesn't improve himself. Albon, can Albon move up from 9? Hamilton got to the pits, he's done. So there's your final positioning. That's where we stand. We got Russell on pole, Verstappen, Piastri, Antonelli, Hamilton, Alonso, Norris, who did not do well, Leclerc, who did not do well, Hadjar, and Albon. Well, wasn't that something? Quite a surprise in those times out there. I think the surprises were largely Norris and Leclerc being in position 7 and 8. They were expected to do better than that, much better. Russell did a great job. Antonelli, what a rookie season this kid's having. I mean, come on, he's in 4th place in Canada, ahead of Hamilton. So Alonso has regained some of what he was having in other seasons. So okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope to see all of you tomorrow, race day, when I'm going to try to broadcast the race live. I hope you guys will join me. Listen, I want to thank you all. I know this is hey, listen, I am who I am, and this is a self-generated. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to run a channel. If you got ideas or suggestions, please give them to me. Listen, thanks a lot. Have yourself a great evening. and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.